Now on CoastTV News.
Oceans Calling happening right now on our beaches. A look into the iconic 3-day music festival. And an arrest made after a serious crash on Delmarva, what police say led up to an accident that sent 5 to the hospital, including a young child.
The heavy rain we've seen all evening is starting to wind down with a drier Sunday on the way. Plus, the tropics are active. I'll track it on Futurecast coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good evening. I'm Grace Eckerly. Today is Saturday, September 27th, and welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight taking a live look into a rather rainy Dover this afternoon and night. Some of that rain today, it's been heavy. It's got a lot of people wondering if that's going to be a problem for the rest of the evening. Our first alert meteorologist, Bob Trihey, joining us now.
Hey, good evening, Grace. It has been a Saturday soaker for Delmarva. Really feeling bad for those folks at Oceans Calling in Ocean City. It's just been a wash out there. This is our radar replay of the last few hours. We've been seeing the rain moving through, moderate to heavy at times. But right now we're looking at Sussex County around Georgetown Highway 9, seeing the rain, and then also seeing the rain from Lewis to Dewey Beach, Ocean View, Fenwick Island. Some places here picking up almost an inch of rain, and there's Ocean City, really a soaker for Oceans Calling. We're looking at heavier rain around Newark and Cedartown, with Salisbury seeing cloudy skies and the eastern shore also seeing the rain right now, but we're starting to see it break up a little bit where to the south where this rain is coming from. It's drying out a little bit, just a few showers around Cape Charles, and we're seeing drier conditions back into North Carolina as low pressure is moving our way with the front draped to our south. High pressure back to the west. Well, that will start to dry us out, I think, as we go into your Sunday. Temperatures right now, mid to upper 60s, even 70 in Ocean City, 68 Indian River Inlet, 67 in Georgetown and Gumboro. And we're looking at wind gusts that are variable because we've got that front nearby, and some of those winds gusting close to 30 miles per hour at the beaches. Here's Futurecast at midnight. I think we see that heavier rain shifting offshore. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies into the morning hours, maybe a lingering shower, and then starting to see some sunshine as we go into the afternoon. So a drier Sunday with temperatures into the mid 70s. I'll have much more on the rainfall totals, and the tropics getting very active. More on that coming up a little bit later on.
Thanks, Bob. We've got some photos coming in now of Oceans Calling today. That's a 3-day music festival held right on our beach and boardwalk in our favorite Ocean City, Maryland. This year's festival brought together more than 40 bands across 3 stages. Great for those rock and alternative acts. Some big names this year: Noah Kahan, The Fray, Green Day, Fall Out Boy, and so much more. Also in Ocean City, dragging the stands away until next season. The Ocean City Beach Patrol done guarding the beach until next year. But that leaves some swimmers to take on the waves by themselves. CoastTV News' Kevin Zapay reports.
Summer came and went, and the Ocean City Beach Patrol is following suit. They're cleaning up the stands and putting them away until next season. Vacationer Eric Fosnot says he won't go too far into the water without lifeguards on duty.
If there's lifeguards present, I'll go till they blow the whistle. But if there's nobody around, waist deep.
The Ocean City Beach Patrol posted Monday announcing the end of coverage for the season, reminding beachgoers to stay alert and watch out for the rip currents. A danger that kept lifeguards busy all summer. This season alone, the Ocean City Beach Patrol carried out over 3,500 rescues along the 10-mile stretch of shoreline, highlighting just how important their presence is.
That's tremendous. That's 3,500 people that you don't know if they were gonna make it or not. And yeah, I mean, it's well worth having them here.
Jason Boyd has been surfing his whole life, and he has advice for anyone caught in a rip current without lifeguards around.
Stay on top and swim sideways. Don't swim in and fight yourself. Just let it float you out, but go direct, horizontal with the beach until you're not getting sucked down anymore.
So if you plan to head into the water, be prepared to take on the waves yourself, because these beaches are now officially unguarded.
Salisbury Fire Department responding to the scene of a motorized bicycle crash today. Check out the state of the bike here. The department posted this photo saying it happened at the intersection of South Salisbury Boulevard and Carroll Street. Delaware State Police have arrested 27-year-old Ivory Brown of Harrington for vehicular assault, DUI, and other related charges after a crash in Greenwood. Troopers say it happened just after 11 p.m. Friday on Hickman Road. Investigators saying that Brown's SUV went off the road, flipped multiple times, and then ejected 2 passengers. The troopers say 2 adults from Milford were taken to the hospital. Those other passengers, 2 19-year-old men and a 6-year-old child, also taken to the hospital with injuries. State police say Brown showed signs of impairment and was then taken into custody after he failed sobriety tests. Firefighters battling a grain tower fire near the Delaware-Maryland border today. The fire department says the call came in on West Steen Highway in Seaford, with multiple departments responding, including mutual aid. To the scene, no word yet on any injuries or what may have sparked the fire. A heads up for hikers and bikers, the Gordon Pond Trail will be closed for routine maintenance on Wednesday, October 1st. The park says the trail will be completely impassable during the day, but that trail is expected to reopen Wednesday evening. In Lewis, the History Book Festival returned today for its 9th year. This year's festival had 20 author presentations, from New York Times bestselling authors to award-winning journalists. It was supported by the Southern Delaware Alliance for Racial Injustice and the Delaware Historical Society. The Trump administration's efforts to crack down on illegal immigration being applauded by many of the president's supporters, but facing pushback and criticism from others across the country. Shell Hubert has more on how other communities are responding.
No justice, no peace.
The superintendent of the state's largest school district was detained by federal agents Friday.
The general public, I think, is not okay with what's happening.
DHS officials say Superintendent Ian Roberts was in the country illegally and had existing weapon possession charges. CNN is working to identify his attorney. In suburban Chicago, dozens of people protested outside of an ICE facility. Some attempted to prevent federal vehicles from entering and leaving the facility. Federal agents appeared to deploy tear gas and pepper spray.
Just standing here with signs peacefully to be fired at with pepper spray is just like unconscionable. I can't even believe that this is happening.
In New York City, another incident caught on camera Thursday. An ICE agent appears to shove a woman into a wall and then push her to the ground at an immigration court.
After taunting her with a response of adios, adios, suddenly that agent threw her to the ground. The kids began to cry, traumatized by the sight of their mother being assaulted in a government building. And when she was released, she said, in Ecuador, they beat us there too.
The agent has since been relieved of his current duties, according to the Department of Homeland Security. In a statement Friday, it said the officer's conduct in the video is unacceptable and beneath the men and women of ICE. I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
Still to come at this hour on CoastTV News, grant money meant to help build a new Royal Farms in Milton, now fueling a public feud. Coming up, why the state agency and a state lawmaker are clashing over how that money's being used.
Here's a live look in Ocean City on the Gateway Subaru camp. Still raining there, but the rain comes to an end overnight. Better day tomorrow as we're going to dry it out for Sunday and really much of the week ahead. Your full forecast coming up a little bit later on.
From a rejected beachfront inn to a $140 million bypass opening, there was a lot happening on Delmarva this week. Good thing Charlie Zakaitis has your week in review after the break. We'll be back in just 60 seconds. From a rejected beachfront inn set to be in Rehoboth Beach to the long-awaited opening of that Millsboro bypass, there was a lot going on this week on the coast. Coast TV's Charlie Zakaitis now has a look at your week in review.
Monday in Rehoboth Beach, an attempt to turn the Canal Side Inn into homes was rejected. The small hotel is located right at the city's entrance, and it would have needed a variance to be approved to make the change. For now, that's not going to happen. Tuesday, according to the Lewis police, 30-year-old Alexander Gard of Maryland is facing 11 gun and ammunition charges. Listen to the report here. That's after police say his truck was found stuck on Savannah Beach, abandoned with guns, other weapons, and hundreds of rounds of ammo left inside. Police say Gard is homeless and had reported his truck stolen. Still not clear if Gard drove the truck on the beach or if it was in fact stolen. Wednesday was the end of beach patrols in Ocean City. Anybody looking to hit the water now must swim at their own risk and should be aware that riptides and rip currents are still a threat. Thursday night, the North Millsboro bypass opened. The 2-year bypass construction totaled $140 million. If utilized the way it's supposed to be, a lot of truck and vacation traffic will be diverted around the town. And Friday, Ocean's Calling kicked off. The 3-day event will draw more than 50,000 people to Ocean City, where dozens of bands will be playing on the stage each and every day. For your Weekend Review, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
Little washout at Ocean's Calling today, but much better heading into your Sunday. We're going to be seeing sunshine as we go into the day tomorrow. Temperatures into the mid-70s, falling into the 60s in the evening hours. We're going to dry things out, and the tropics getting very active with 2 storms we're watching. Your full forecast coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned. Boy, what a soaker on this Saturday afternoon and evening. The morning hours just clouds, and then the rain built in this afternoon, and it got heavy towards the afternoon and evening. Here's Bethany Beach with 0.86 of an inch of rain so far. Indian River Inlet 0.61, a little bit over ½ an inch of Rehoboth. Dagsboro a little less than ½ an inch. 0.36 in Lewis, and Georgetown about 0.3 of an inch. For tonight, we're looking at that rain. The heavy rain will tend to taper off, but drive with caution. Lots of wet roads, big puddles out there. And then Sunday, we dry things out. See some peaks of sun, but mainly cloudy with near normal temperatures. And temperatures now into the mid to upper 60s, even 70 in Ocean City. At a wet Ocean's Calling, 67 Willards. And the same for Georgetown, 68 in Lewis and Rehoboth right now. And the winds are kind of variable. We actually have low pressure over us, so they're swirling around low pressure and pretty gusty at the coast, near 30 miles per hour Indian River Inlet, and pretty breezy inland areas as well. Here's our radar replay in the past several hours. You can see all the rain moving from south to north across the area, and some of that rain coming down pretty heavy, but now it's beginning to lighten up and break up quite a bit as we're looking at some showers around Georgetown right now, back through Lewis, Dewey Beach, Ocean View, and Fenwick Island. Farther to the north, seeing some showers near Dover and Ocean View. Once again, Fenwick Island seeing some of those showers, and once again around Ocean City, just a complete washout and some real heavy rain now south of Berlin. So watch for local flooding, especially in poor drainage areas here the next couple of hours. At Salisbury, you're seeing a little bit of a break and showers for the eastern shore, but farther south, we're starting to see the showers beginning to dry up, especially back through North Carolina, as we're watching this massive low pressure slowly moving through. Behind it, we have high pressure, and that will start to dry us out as we go into tomorrow. Here's Futurecast at midnight with the heavy rain moving offshore. By Sunday morning, we're looking at temperatures into the upper 60s. Heading out to church, really be careful out there. Wet roads and lots of big puddles. And then we'll start to see sunshine around the noon hour with mid 70s and then upper 70s into the afternoon hours, and drying out even more into Sunday evening as we're looking at 70s from Lewis to Dewey Beach, Chincoteague to Bethany Beach, and gusty northeast winds as well. Let's talk about the tropics. Here's Hurricane Umberto. This is a beast of a storm. Category 5, packing winds of 160 miles per hour, gusting close to 200. Thankfully, we don't think it's going to affect any land areas, getting close to Bermuda as a major hurricane in the next few days and kicking up our surf as it moves offshore, as we're tracking Tropical Depression 9 further to the south and west. And this one's going to be tracking to the north. Now, originally, the models had it moving into South Carolina, but the latest models have it moving offshore, maybe not even making landfall as a Category 1 hurricane. That would be great news for the southeast U.S. as we see what will probably become Imelda spinning off the southeast coast with wind and rain from South Carolina into North Carolina. Really much of the weekend for us. We have high pressure blocking to the north. This system will meander out to sea, and I don't think it may make landfall. I think we're looking at clouds building surf, breezy conditions with the wind and rain well to our south. 66 for tonight. The rain continues, ending late. 76 heading into tomorrow. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Kind of cloudy Monday and Tuesday, and then cooling down, lower 70s Wednesday. 66 on Thursday with overnight lows into the 50s by the end of the week, cooling down. And Saturday, partly cloudy, a dry and milder start to the weekend, a high of 72.
And as Bob said, millions of people still bracing for the impact that a storm could have. That hurricane now upgraded to a Category 5. The system, as experts are saying, expected to bring the threat of dangerous flooding to the area. NBC's Jesse Kirsch has the latest.
Tonight, dueling storm systems are sweeping through the tropics. Rescuers wading through waist-deep floodwaters. In the Dominican Republic, authorities say a truck driver died after a bridge collapsed earlier this week. The country slammed by a still developing storm, which could impact the Carolinas, Georgia, and Florida early next week, while a major hurricane spins in the Atlantic.
With the track and potential U.S. landfall still up in the air here in the Charleston, South Carolina area, authorities have already put out sand and residents are filling up.
In Isle of Palm, South Carolina, Mike and Laura Judson are among those already preparing.
If the rain comes really fast, before it can drain off, it can come up to the edge of the doors.
Officials are also watching the track.
Our beach has been impacted pretty greatly over the last couple of years during hurricane season. So we have a lot of beach erosion and flooding.
And you don't need landfall for that to still be a concern?
Absolutely not.
North and South Carolina's governors declaring states of emergency. Even without landfall, there could still be significant flooding in the same broader region rocked by Hurricane Helene last year.
Water during a hurricane, during a storm, water is not your friend. So you got to be very careful.
After the break here on CoastTV News at 11, it's the first of its kind, a medical robot changing the way spinal surgeries are done, and Delaware first to benefit. Today, Oregon leaders held an impromptu press conference on the increased presence of federal law enforcement. Oregon's congressional delegation today condemning the president's decision to send troops to Portland, some saying this will only bring more chaos to the city. In a Truth Social post, President Trump calling Portland a war-ravaged city. He says ICE facilities there are, quote, under siege by Antifa and, quote, other domestic terrorists. He went on to write that he was authorizing full force if necessary in deploying troops to Portland. The White House not clarifying what Trump exactly meant when he said full force. New video here now showing DHS trucks, a convoy arriving in Portland today. And just earlier this week in the Oval Office, Trump said, quote, you go out to Portland, people die out there. He continues saying, I, quote, don't know how anyone lives there. It's amazing, but it's anarchy out there. He continued saying that's what they want. They want anarchy. Back here on Delmarva, viewers might remember when we told you recently about grant money going towards plans for a new Royal Farms on the corner of Milton-Ellendale Highway. Well, now the use of that grant money is at the center of a public argument between a state agency and a state lawmaker.
If you were scrolling on Facebook the past few days, you might have noticed State Representative Brian Shoup of Milford and DelDOT arguing back and forth. The debate is over the Transportation Infrastructure Investment Fund, also known as TIF. We told you last week DelDOT is giving $1.8 million from that fund to Royal Farms for road work around a new store planned here in Milton.
So this is the land at the Royal Farm.
Brian Shoup calls that essentially a waste.
The $1.8 million that has been given through the DelDOT, through the TIF funds, is misuse of taxpayer money.
Shoup co-sponsored legislation to create the TIF program and argues the money is really meant for bigger projects.
We intended it for huge businesses that brought in hundreds and maybe thousands of jobs into Delaware.
The planned Royal Farms is expected to bring just about 25 jobs. But DelDOT defends the decision, saying the project met legal criteria. The social media argument began when Shoup posted this, questioning DelDOT's move to award the money. DelDOT responded, looking to, quote, set the record straight, and said, quote, while Representative Shoup may certainly disagree with the intent of the TIF program or this specific project, he should attend a TIF meeting to express those opinions and better understand the program before spreading mistruths. Shoup claims the department is trying to silence him.
I really do believe that this was a political attack to silence myself from bringing this to people's attention, and I think it sets a dangerous precedent.
DelDOT says, quote, the department will not shy away from correcting misinformation regardless of the source.
A new medical robot helping to perform spinal surgery in Wilmington. Reporter Stephanie Stahl takes us to the Neumauer's Children's Hospital, where this new technology is making a real difference in young patients' lives.
Hey, good to see you.
Hi.
How have you been feeling since surgery?
I've been feeling pretty good.
16-year-old Rhiannon Groff is recovering from a new kind of spine surgery performed by Dr. Brett Shannon at Nemours Children's Hospital.
Let's see how you're healing up. That looks good.
The 11th grader has scoliosis, a curvature of the spine.
I would have a lot of soreness and aching, especially in my lower back.
To relieve the pain and strengthen her back, surgeons place rods like these that are held in place with a series of screws.
It's important to make sure that they're placed exactly in the bone rather than outside into the lung or to the blood vessels or into the nerve roots.
This is the VELYS surgical spine robot.
Doctors say the robot makes spine surgery faster and more accurate. Nemours is the first facility on the East Coast to have this new spinal robot.
This elevates us to another generation of being able to see what is unseen beneath the surface and understand the three-dimensional geometry much better.
The robot is equipped with imaging to pinpoint the locations for the screws and can assist getting them precisely inserted, not touching nearby vital structures that are just millimeters away.
They go right down this narrow corridor of bone and into the vertebral body rather than towards the spinal canal or towards the chest structures.
Rhiannon says there's no more pain 2 months after her surgery.
When I first heard that it was going to be assisted by a robot, I honestly thought it was really cool. And I'm so glad that it's helping people like me and people with more serious conditions recover and get better.
She's already stretching, ready to head back to running track, pain-free.
After the break here on Coast TV News at 11, taking a live look into Ocean City, we have the final check on your forecast. Coast TV News returns in just a few moments.
Here's your Paul Davis 10-day forecast. We dry it out on Sunday. Cloudy early week, getting breezy as we go through the week. Cooler Thursday, and then as we head into next weekend, partly cloudy and temperatures in the 70s.
Thanks for joining here for Coast TV News at 11. For more local news and weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. Saturday Night Live starts now. Have a great night.